An arrest has been made in the death of Tupac Shakur.
And Senator Dianne Feinstein has died.
I'm Mason Gleva, and I'm here with the weather.
We have that and more. This edition of 15 News at Noon starts now.
Thank you for joining us today on 15 News at Noon. I'm Carly Bodinus.
And I'm Evan Gustafson.
Dianne Feinstein, whose 3 decades in the Senate made her the longest-serving woman in the U.S. Senate in history, has died following months of declining health. She was 90 years old. Today, her peers are honoring her and her long life of service. As she's being remembered, there are concerns about who will replace her in the Senate. Mike Valero is in Los Angeles for us with a look at Feinstein's story, legacy, and what happens next.
Dianne Feinstein emerged on the national stage in 1978 after tragedy rocked San Francisco.
Mayor Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk have been shot and killed.
After the assassinations, Feinstein was sworn in as the first woman to be mayor of the city by the Bay. Mayor Feinstein quickly got the attention of the National Democratic Party, landing on a short list of VP candidates for Walter Mondale in 1984.
We will take back our unity.
Feinstein made it to Washington when she won a special election in 1992.
I won among men, I won among women, I won in every age level, I won in every ethnic group. Now what that says is that, to me, the fact that I'm a woman is there, but it's incidental.
Feinstein was crucial in passing the 1994 federal ban on assault weapons.
I've seen assassination, I've seen killing, I've been a mayor, I know what these guns can do.
But Dianne,
why is it every man comes before me and says, nice lady, you really don't know?
She broke many barriers and was the first woman to chair the Senate Intelligence Committee. In February 2023, Feinstein announced she would not run for re-election. Her last time in the Senate was Thursday morning.
So today, we grieve. We look at that desk, and we know what we have lost. But we also give thanks.
California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom will now appoint a lawmaker to serve out the rest of Feinstein's term. Dianne Feinstein now leaves a legacy from the capital to California of uncommon generosity of spirit and resilience. In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
An arrest has been made in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Police in a Friday afternoon news conference say the arrest was made Friday morning in Las Vegas in connection with the case. The man arrested is Dwan Davis, aka Keith D. His Henderson home, which you see here, was searched in July as part of Las Vegas Metro Police Department's ongoing investigation into the shooting. Shakur was shot and killed while leaving a boxing match on the Las Vegas Strip in 1996. The rapper was just 25. His untimely death has been the subject of conspiracy theories and a decades-long investigation.
Go to any football tailgating party and you will see a lot of innovative ideas. How about a hot tub? That is exactly what a couple of Detroit Lions fans brought with them for the Lions game against the Green Bay Packers. And as Carl Winter reports, there's also a good cause behind the good fun.
We monitor the temperature. Like right now, it's probably 112 degrees.
Denny Arney and Mark Mullins are responsible for setting up the hot tub for Lions games. Their late friend Ron started the Tubgator tradition in 1995.
I thought he was crazy when he said he was going to make a hot tub on a trailer.
Yeah.
He did it.
Now the Tubgators are in the Tailgating Hall of Fame. Every game, an opposing fan pours the blue dye into the water. The Lions diehards host for this game is Packers fan Kelly Jones, who also has the tailgate down to a science.
We will have the game on TV there for the people who don't make to it. Kind of a DJ area set up here.
Jones's veteran tailgate zone is complete with 3 bars.
So this is our new bar this year.
A throne and a built-in bottle opener. But the best part for his guests, They can donate to veterans' causes, but otherwise, the drinks are free of charge.
We don't charge for anything here. It's an at-will donation.
Whether rooting for the green and gold or Honolulu blue and white, the fans say football is about having fun.
It's family, friends, camaraderie.
It's more about the camaraderie and the people. I love everybody. If we lose, I'll still hug them and kiss them and be so happy that we're here.
Kelly Jones says the Veterans Tailgate spends between $1,200 and $1,500 per game for the drinks and porta potties that they provide. We have 15 Weather's Mason Gleva in the studio. So Mason, how's the weather looking for the football game?
The weather looks perfect. Here's the live look outside right now. Not a cloud in the sky. Blue skies everywhere. You can even see the leaves changing colors here around campus. Taking a look here in Valpo currently, maybe a few high thin clouds, 76 degrees, winds kind of varying today, but right now they're north out of 6. Speaking of football weather, here's your football forecast. Kickoff 1 p.m. We're going to be sitting right around 76 degrees. By time the VU game comes to an end, we'll probably be sitting right around 80. I wouldn't be shocked if we sit in the low 80s. Clearing off tonight after sunset, 70 by 7, and maybe even some fog forming late tonight after midnight, cooling into the 60s and 50s, guys.
Wow, I mean, gorgeous weather for football. Let's hope we can actually get a win today. Yeah, we'll see. Thanks, Mason. Coming up, we'll take a look at your Valpo sports.
But first, some new words are being added to the dictionary. Stick with us.
Friday marked a first for New York City, the wettest day ever recorded at JFK Airport, with more than 7.88 inches falling Friday after midnight, and more forecast to fall. The governors of New York and New Jersey have declared states of emergency. Emily Schmidt shows what this day for the record books looks like on the street.
Brooklyn got more rain in 3 hours Friday than it usually gets in a month.
Cars underwater, the floating trash can.
The kind of rain it gets once every century.
Wow, this is amazing.
The kind of rain that made Alexander Delacroix's normal 11-minute drive to drop off his son at school take a white-knuckled hour. 4.5 inches falling in a morning.
Too many people and the pipes aren't big enough.
The water in his alley came fast, went fast.
Pins and needles. Hopefully it doesn't come down as a downpour for more than an hour.
If you are home, stay home. If you are at work or school, shelter in place.
If people decide to venture out in a vehicle, they do so at their own peril.
New York's governor said priority one was making sure the subway and rail systems were safe. Service on multiple subway lines was suspended. Roads closed. The Port Authority said all 3 major airports remained open and running, though LaGuardia's Terminal A flooded.
We woke up at 8 a.m. this morning and we came down to about knee-high water.
Okay.
And within, I guess, about 10 minutes, it was waist-high water.
A spokesman for the Fire Department of New York says calls for help were up 25%. The water rose so quickly, the person who recorded this video said, 20 minutes earlier this sidewalk was perfectly walkable. The kind of rain that's difficult to believe on a day that will be difficult to forget. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Reporters asked New York City Mayor Eric Adams Friday why he didn't declare a state of emergency sooner before people left for work or school. Adams answered that the state of emergency is based on conditions, not on predictions.
Bruce Willis's wife, Emma, has been very vocal about the struggles of caregiving for her husband. The actor's family went public with his diagnosis of frontotemporal dementia earlier this year. Caring for a loved one who's sick can take a toll on physical and mental health. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has ways caregivers can also care for themselves.
One more.
It's a labor of love, but being a caretaker to a loved one who can't care for themselves isn't easy.
Caregivers often face a relentless cycle of responsibilities with really little respite.
Nick Allen is leading an ongoing study at The Ohio State University researching the toll caregiving takes. Over time, he says caregivers can feel extreme stress, isolation, and depression, and it can be made worse if the care partners don't care for themselves, too.
Self-care isn't a luxury, it's a necessity.
Allen says that starts by maintaining social connections, keeping up activities you enjoy.
Most hobbies that people have align with their values, and so when somebody lets them go, life can become a little bit unmoored from those values.
Focus on your physical health by being active and take care of mental health too. Allen says coping skills are key.
We believe even brief stress reduction skills can improve quality of life immensely.
If you know someone who's caring for another, it's also important to support them. Allen says that includes educating yourself on what it means to be a caregiver, providing emotional support, offering respite care, and if that's not possible, showing them compassion and empathy.
Let them know that you see them, hear them, and support them.
For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
Allen says if you're a caregiver and are struggling, there are resources out there that can help, including the AARP and the Alzheimer's Association.
The English language is bussin'. That's why new words are being created according to the Merriam-Webster. The dictionary released its list of words that made it into the dictionary this year. 690 new words, acronyms, and definitions have been added to the pages of the book, and yes, bussin' is one of them. The slang word is an adjective meaning extremely good or excellent. On the list, chef's kiss, grammable, generative, AI, thirst trap, forever, chemical, and girl boss.
A true Phillies fan was denied entrance to the park for fear his emotional support animal would eat more than baseballs. Cole Higgins has today's Take a Look at This.
This bear just invited himself to lunch. In San Pedro Garza Garcia, Nuevo Leon, Mexico, this black bear feasted right on the picnic table. Yo, yo, boo-boo. Come on, it had to be said. The mom and son kept their cool. Black bears aren't usually aggressive, but the uninvited guest didn't even help clean up. Unbearable. Nom, nom, nom. Cunning and carnivorous, here's another animal you wouldn't want to have lunch with. But meet Wally the gator, who just wanted to catch a foul ball. A Phillies fan was denied entrance to the park because of his emotional support animal.
He likes his chin rubbed.
Who doesn't need a little emotional support? The owner has had Wally for 7 years.
Thousands of alligators in Pennsylvania.
Really? People get them for pets?
Watch where you point that finger. Look at the little guy. I wonder where he sleeps.
Sometimes in my bed, sometimes in the pond, sometimes under the table.
Now children always ask permission before petting an alligator. Oh, cuddly Wally. For Take a Look at This, I'm Cole Higgins.
Coming up after the break, Mason Gleva will have your full forecast.
And we'll have a take a look at Valpo sports happening from this past week. Stick with us.
Taking a look at our weather headlines here. Again, lots of sun this weekend. Summer-like temps stick with us through late week, and then we have those shower chances Wednesday into Thursday. Live look around campus here. You can see the leaves changing. Still lots of blue sky. That'll stick with us here in the coming days. Current conditions, again, sitting at 76 degrees here in Valpo. Winds coming out of the north at 6. Here's your football forecast again. VU game kicks off here at 1. Lots of sunshine. We're going to be sitting at 76. By time the game ends, sitting right around 80, and then we cool off after the sun sets tonight. Taking a look at our current temps, you can see 76 in Valpo, 76 in Lansing. Cool spot up there in Benton Harbor coming in at 74, 79 already out there in Joliet. Taking a look around the region, lots of heat across the central portion of the country. 88 already in Omaha, 86 in Oklahoma City. 86 in Houston as well. You can see some cooler air over in the Pacific Northwest. Taking a look at our radar, we got a whole lot of nothing. A lot of sun around the region. Did have a line of storms up there in central Wisconsin. That is weakening as it's heading over towards Green Bay. That'll stay well to our north, not going to get anywhere near us here in the coming days. Taking a look at future temps, cooling off into the mid-50s tonight. And then we really just repeat the same thing we do today again tomorrow, sitting at 82 here in Valpo, if this is right, 81 in Lansing, and 80s across northern Illinois. Again for Monday morning, might want to bring your jacket with you. If you have morning classes, going to be a chilly start of the day in the upper 50s, and then we heat right back up into the mid 80s on Monday. Taking a look at tonight, isolated patchy fog late, that'll by 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then sitting at 81 degrees tomorrow. Absolutely gorgeous day. If you can get outside and enjoy it here before midterms and all of the exams start up again. And then taking a look at your Sunday, patchy fog to start the day. Already in the mid 70s by lunchtime, heading into the low 80s in the afternoon, and another cool off Sunday evening. Back to you guys.
Man, I mean, I just want to break out those flannels and those sweatpants. I mean, I love the heat, but I'm so ready for fall for those cooler temperatures.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm like, we're done with the heat. Let's get rid of it.
After the break, we'll take a look at this past week's sports.
The Valparaiso Beacons football team lost their homecoming game in overtime 30-36 to Marist this past Saturday. The Beacons fell to 0-3 on the season. Despite the loss, it was a fantastic game for Solomon Davis. He had 10 receptions for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns. Marist's quarterback, Michael Appel Jr., threw and connected on 16 of 25 attempts for 234 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Valpo jumped out to an early 14-3 lead, and it seemed like Valpo was going to coast to their first win of the year. But Marist was able to score twice to end the half, giving them a 17-14 lead. After the first quarter concluded, the 2003 Valparaiso football team was honored for their impressive 2003 season. Marist also took advantage of a couple Valpo turnovers in the second half, which allowed Marist to get back into the game. Kirk Kesson blocked the extra point attempt after Marist came back to tie the game with 14 seconds left. Valpo missed a 33-yard field goal on their first drive, and Marist, on their first play in overtime, went 25 yards to the house, which gave the Red Foxes the points they needed for the 30-36 win. Beacons play Southwest Minnesota State at Brownfield today at 1.
The Valpo women's volleyball team 4-game win streak came to a hard stop this past 2 games. Valpo lost to UIC 3-1 at the Arc on Thursday, and then got swept on the road to the MVC preseason favorite UNI Valpo. Kept it close in all 3 sets, losing 25-21 in the first set, 25-20 in the second, and finally, VU fell in the third set 25-21. Valpo's women's volleyball game has a game against Drake today at 5 p.m. Looking ahead to next week, Valpo will play Illinois State on Friday and Bradley on Saturday, here at the Arc.
Valpo's women's soccer team was in action Thursday night at Brownfield. VU played Missouri State and they tied the Bears 0-0. Valpo's women's team is at home again on Sunday at 1 when they will take on Missouri State. The Beacons women's tennis team scored big back-to-back wins. The Beacons scored a victory over Purdue Northwest 7-0, followed by a 6-1 victory over Indiana Wesleyan. Both games took place at the Valpo Tennis Complex this past Saturday. The Beacons will now get ready for the Illinois State invite taking place throughout the weekend this week. We wish all the best to our women's volleyball, soccer, and tennis teams, along with our football team. Go Beacons!
That's amazing that they recognized the 2003 season. That really was quite a ride.
Yeah, that was quite a year that year.
Yeah, really excited to see what happens at today's VU game.
It should be a good one. Hopefully we can squeeze it out today.
Yeah, coming up, we will have your final look at your 7-day forecast.
Taking a look at your 7-day forecast here for Valpo, absolutely gorgeous. Get outside if you can. 80s through Wednesday. If you're a pumpkin spice drinker, you're going to want to get it iced. Pumpkin spice on ice. You're not going to want to drink a hot one. Rain chances Thursday and Friday. Cool off for next weekend. Absolutely gorgeous.
Well, I'm definitely going to be getting out these next couple days because it's looking like it's going to get cool and fall will finally come upon us.
Yeah, looks that way next weekend.
Thanks, Mason. Hey, I have a question for you. What is your favorite fall activity?
Really good question. I'm a big college football person, so love going to football games in the fall. I also really like apple picking, favorite time of the year.
Yeah, my favorite would have to be going to a pumpkin patch. There's just something nostalgic about walking around a pumpkin patch on a nice, cool fall day. So that's definitely my favorite activity.
I completely agree. And honestly, both of the, like, you just go to a pumpkin patch during the day and then you watch football at night. Like, you can't get any better than that.
From all of us at VUTV, thank you for joining us this afternoon.